the supers video. So here we got this from Ben Gunn.
Ha! Spirits on my side! Ha! Spirits on my side!
Yeah, I really don't like the airbending in this game. Again, I wish they changed the art style, because everything that's different from the series is just more, what do you call this? It's just more prominent. Like, it's easier to tell the flaws, because it's easier to tell the flaws of the game if you remember the series. So the characters kind of look fuzzy. It's like here, the line should have the line got a lot thinner, and there's some missing black line here. So that's one of the challenges of, or at least one of the bigger challenges when you're doing like a full-on 2D game. Yeah, it's just a lot more noticeable, in my opinion. That was really boring. That was really boring. Like, if you've watched the series when Aang actually did that to Ozai, when Aang did that to Ozai, that was intense. It was insane. It was crazy, and Ozai running with, fear in his eyes was amazing. This doesn't have any of that. He's just basically tackling you with all four elements, which is, yeah, that's what he did, but there was a lot more into the animation of the show than there is here in the game, which I don't get for fighting. I don't get this for fighting games. Fighting games should always have like the best, most cinematic ultimates or supers, because it's all it is. It's all of the entire game is just a 2D fight. You're not building an entire 3D world for for the player to explore, for the gamer to explore. It's just some stages, usually just a complete backdrop or an animated backdrop that's not going to interact with the characters. So where's the it just feels low budget when they do that, when the ultimate or the supers doesn't have that oomph quality to it. Like, it doesn't land, there's no force behind the attack. It's just like, oh, it's playing, and then it stops playing, like, whatever. I don't get that for fighting games. Even like the likes of Injustice 2, some of their supers were kind of really wonky, but you can tell they at least actually, they actually really tried to get the essence of the character to, and interpret that into the ultimate move. I'm not seeing it here. This seems lazy. So far, Aang's super seems lazy, because I can't play the video here. It will get copyrighted and, yeah, delisted. But yeah, when he did this move in the show, it was amazing. It was crazy. It was really scary, even for the viewer. Here it's just, well, it's just tackling you. That's pretty much it. Like, they could have done a lot more. Check it out again. I hate this. Look at that. Yeah. That's what happens when, that's what I do when I try to edit photos manually using Krita, and you just like use the select tool to erase the backdrop. Look at all those jagged lines. Yeah, this is exactly what happens with me and Krita when I edit manually. When I edit photos manually. It's so amateurish. That doesn't look good at all. It's like, dude, place more effort into it. Like, I would have preferred if they don't need to do to do it 1-for-1 as to how Aang did this to Ozai. They don't need to do that. What I do need them to do is actually place their own style into it. This has no style. This is as flat as you can get with that attack. With, like, the elements coming to him and just... What? Just, like, force tackling the opponent, and that's pretty much it? Look at that. Look at... It's so lame. Look at that. That's it. That's your big explosion. It's all the 4 elements attack this dude. This like the highest level avatar state that Aang has probably done in the entire series. That's what this is alluding to. And this is like all the 4 elements attacking the enemy, and that's it. That's your explosion. A millisecond of basically nothing. It doesn't look good. There's no, what do you call this? There's no artistic vision in it. A lot of people say that a lot of games look generic. This looks very generic to me. Look at that. Just a tackle with the elements coming to you. Like, just a straightforward tackle. Just because it's 2D doesn't mean that the super has to be completely horizontally flat. That's an excuse. If that's the reason why it's completely flat, that's just an excuse. That's not how it was in the show. In the show, if the show is completely 2D, it's 2D animation. They managed to actually make it feel 3D with the characters moving around so much. And with the different bending styles. More on Legend of Aang than Korra. With Korra, I don't know, their bending styles just basically throwing elements at each other. With Aang, they actually moved a lot. They were very disciplined. There's footing involved. There's a lot of running, a lot of evading, especially with Aang. And you can clearly tell the difference between the elements when someone's using them, because they have to move differently. It's part of the culture. It's part of the bending. Here, this is what I call, this is more like Korra, where I'ma just shroud myself in all the elements and then just zoom through you, like just push you, and that's it. You know, there's no creativity, there's no 360-degree feel to it. You're just moving horizontally, and that's it. That's your entire super. What a shame. Yeah, and that's the ultimate attack. All 4 elements, avatar state boosted to the limits, and pop. That's it. That's your explosion. A small pop.
It's the power of the avatar.
Yeah, I don't see the power of the avatar there, Aang. I don't see it. It looks pretty lame to me.
I'll show you what this match is.
The firebending looks kind of good, but there's something missing. Fire is kind of difficult, but I would have preferred if, I don't know, they changed something about it, because when you use the firebending next to the waterbending is just looks so much better than the firebending.
It's time to end this. My inner fire burns.
See, like, this is just a suggestion. But this is fine. This part, like, that's fine for... I'm not even sure why it's part of his ultimate. Like, I would have thought that, like, this is a super. But this is something, like, from, I don't know, the DS era? The Nintendo DS era? They could have gotten... They should have gotten a lot more creative with this. Like, you never have to do things 1-for-1 when animating something. Take Injustice, for example. Yeah, there are references to the character supers, but, like, look at what they did with Aquaman's super, Injustice 2. and compare him to how he just usually is in the comics. Like they actually got creative with it, with the use of sea monsters and with the use of the ocean itself. Like the characters would actually change the entire environment to fit their ultimate. I wouldn't have minded here. Also, because the ultimates are just basically like an entire animation, except for this part. This is like in game, like here,
My
this
inner
part.
fire burns.
See, it's just so, it's so fast and unexpressive.
It's time to end this. My inner fire burns.
It just becomes a worse carbon copy of the show. Because remember when Zuko actually did this spin kick during his fight with who was that general? I think it was General Zhao. It was so cool. Like they even that's a great example. His spin kick when he fought General Zhao actually looked completely 3D. It was so cool. The way that he flipped and then he stood and he was ready for combat again, from lying on his back flat to spinning and standing back up ready to engage. That was so cool. You don't see it here. You don't get it here.
My inner fire burns.
See? What they could have done was this isn't a 1-for-1 with how he did it with General Zhao. What they could have done was they could have made it last a bit longer, and within this animation, like change the background, don't make it like completely black. That's completely lame. It's just a cop out for me when this is the background. It looks really cheap. Like, let Zuko do the spin fire kick a lot longer, and like show Aang actually getting hit in multiple ways throughout the spin. Make it more creative. You have the freedom to do so. And there's a lot of here we go again. There's jagged lines here. It's just really annoying. There's so much to do with the lore of Avatar, and with I'm not taking Korra into consideration because that was like anti-lore, or like she just changed the entire world for the worse. With Aang's group, they actually practice like the fundamental movements of their respective elements. This could have been a lot more. Like if you've like watched this and then watch Zuko's fight with General Zhao, that fight puts this to shame. This is shameful. You really could have made the spin like more more impactful. Don't do a black background. That's so lame. And have the whoever he is hitting actually appear in the game being hit multiple times. That would have been so much better, and like actually 360 it in the way that the 2D show from like a decade or 2 decades ago did it. Because they were able to do it. And this is a fighting game. You're not designing like an entire world. Like spend more on the animation, get more creative with it. This is Korra tier slop. So yeah, it just becomes like, oh, it's just the fires engulfing the stage. It's not even a fire tornado. It's essentially like just airbending, but it's blowing. It's just blowing there. See? It's just like the fire's just passing through, instead of like an actual tornado. That would have been cool, like a small like a small cyclone of fire, but nope.
Time to end this.
Okay, so from what I gathered, this is it's an install super, so basically the avatar state. Yeah, this also looks bad, like the echo for a 2D. It never looks good. Here we go. There we go. Look at that outline. It's bad. It really looks like when you just select the background in Krita and just try to erase it, you'd erase like you'd have some jagged lines, especially after selecting the color that you want to erase. Oh, could be so much better.
End this.
Yeah, the best animation is the water bending.
No, you don't.
I must be strong enough.
Naga.
I hate the I hate what Katara's like defeat line is. It's just I don't know. It's too much even for her. Like it's too emotional even for her.
Girl. You are. Hours.
I need
Or where that came from.
Okay, so here we go.
Hours.
Okay, so Korra actually did this in her fight with I think it was Unalaq, the stupid avatar spirit or something, or just dark spirit in general that tried to create his own avatar because oh the avatar has a light spirit and it's just so dumb. I hate that storyline. I believe that was season 2. Yeah, I think it was season 2 of Korra. Anyway, yeah, she did this. She did this exact move on the show against Unalaq, and if you watch the show again, it looks 10 times better than this game. So what is this? It's just with it being this cheap, I'm convinced that they're just nostalgia baiting the actual fans of the game. Because of course the actual fans would like it. It's a callback, but as a game, like you're developing a game for one of the most creative series in the world, and all you can do are toned down, like 1/10 toned down, carbon copies of what was already great in the show. At least with the animation. I'm not a fan of Korra's story, as you can tell. When Korra actually did this to Unalaq, it was badass. I don't like the fight. I think it was completely stupid, but it was really badass as compared to this, as compared to how she did it here.
Hours.
There's lines again. It just looks so flat. It's not because the game is a 2D fighting game, or it's not because it's a 2D character model, so there's limits. Why was there less limits when they were actually just animating it in the show as compared to this game? Because this isn't part of the game itself. Like whenever this happens in a fighting game, whenever the cinematic super is played, it's essentially a video, or closer to a video than an actual game, because there's nothing to do there. They're just playing what needs to be played with the character that you're fighting. So I don't get why they can't be more creative with this. It just feels so cheap. At least with this one, they didn't go with the black background. They just, but yeah, this is the background. I'd give props to the background for it. They actually changed it for Korra. Can't say the same for like Zuko. Poor Zuko. You deserve better, man. Oh wait, this is the same. Wait, God. This almost 1-for-1 with the background for Aang super. I hate this game. It's just so lazy. Come on. Why can't you create a new one for Korra? What's wrong with What is wrong with these developers, man? It's so half-assed. It's just so flat. It just looks so flat. I hate it. yeah, Korra's super or ultimate is a lot more expressive as compared to the others, but it's still not expressive. I can't see the effort in the game, is what I'm saying. I see a lot less effort compared to the series animation. And that's sad because it's a lot less creative. There's a lot less effort, and this is supposed to like reignite the fan base. It's member berries, and the member berries are worse than than what we've actually gotten before.
I need must or where that came from. This ends here. Protect.
Okay, the water bending looks good. The water itself in the game. The bending still blah.
Here.
The water looks great. The ice looks really bad. That looks bad. There's a problem with shadows in this game. There's a problem with the shadows in this game.
Everyone. Water, we are one. I'm not that helpless little girl anymore.
You know when yeah, I hate it when videos do this. They just YouTubers just place it on like the last 5 seconds or something. Anyway, when this happened in the series, when Katara actually she did this to her mother's killer. I can't remember what exactly happened, but I remember that she was with Zuko, and Zuko helped her find her mother's killer. And it was raining when she actually did this ice spear dome, I would call it. And when she actually did this in the series, they showed it in different perspectives. That's because that's what would give it the weight or like the majesty of what she just actually did. Like it's an entire spear of ice spears that's going to Swiss cheese whoever's in it. And this is what the game does. This is what the game does.
Not that helpless little girl anymore.
In the series, she actually stopped the rain, and you would be able to somewhat see the dome as well. And then she freezes pretty much everything, and including the drops of water. And then they show like different sides of it, so that you know, like, yeah, you're that dude, the fire the firebender who killed Katara and Sokka's mother. That dude's screwed. He was gonna die at that point. And they showed the different perspectives, and it was so cool. Like it was an emotional, heavy moment, and the eyes were really like, I've never seen water bending that deadly before, or they've never shown us water bending that deadly before, except for, of course, when Aang went berserk with the moon spirit. But yeah, and here it just looks completely flat. Like it's just completely 2D, completely horizontal. There's no like, they could have shown it here as well, like the different perspectives of the ice actually pointing towards the enemy, and the enemy kind of looking around. Why can't they do that? It just looks so cheap.
We are one. I'm not that helpless little girl anymore.
See? It just looks so cheap, and I hate, like,
I'm not that helpless little girl anymore.
it's just the background didn't turn black this time, but it's just they just dimmed the background of the stage. What the hell, man? Yeah, and that like when she gets encapsulated in the ice, or frozen in the ice and then destroyed, the ice just disappears. It doesn't even break. So there's the ice. She breaks it, and then just disappears. They could have made it like, the ice blocks, the ice chunks fall to the ground and then disappear, that's fine. Because you don't want too much. You don't want like your in fighting games. It's pretty much like it would be an entire new system if you can throw shit to the ground and limit or obscure your opponent's footsies or something. But here, yeah, the ice just breaks and then completely disappears. There's no, it doesn't melt. It doesn't fall to the at least fall to the ground first and then disappear. No, it just breaks, disappears. This entire game feels like they took so many shortcuts. It's like I feel like they might have bit off too much doing full on 2D animation and then they just cut back on the rest because there's no style to this game. There's none. There's no artistic flair to it. It's just a carbon copy of a better representation of the series, which is, you know, the actual animation, the actual cartoon, the actual series. This is a cheap imitation. I don't think they should have went with the 2D, with the full 2D animation if they're struggling, because it does look like they're struggling. Otherwise, then what would be the reason for them like skipping out and actually providing different perspectives, different angles, more elaborate backgrounds when using the ultimate. If they're not struggling with the 2D animation, then all I can say is that they were lazy and they were just lazy with the game. That's it. But overall, that is how the game feels. Really, really lazy.